not going to get anywhere.
Nope. No, you're good.
Hey, I'll push people out.
I apologize for my lens. It's my lens. It's just happened to see you, I guess.
He's not right.
I know, but it was like...
It is like that. Look at it.
Hi, Myra. Yeah, I'm manning the camera for you guys. They just touched down. You can see that Delta plane right there behind all of the media members here. That first plane you see right there is what they call their party plane. So it was a lot of the families, friends, and so forth. They landed first. You see the tail of the plane coming behind it. So that is the official Clemson Tiger plane. So the team is here. We'll wait for them to get off the plane here in a few moments, and then we will speak to a couple of players and coaches as well right after that. We are here at the Louis Armstrong Airport in New Orleans. So an exciting time. They're right on time. They left a little early just to beat some of the bad weather we're expecting here in New Orleans. We're expecting a lot of rain and there's a lot of wind right now here. So they did beat the weather, so good for them. They have buses lined up here as well, but the plane is here and we'll come back and show you guys when the players, Trevor Lawrence, Dabo Swinney, and the gang get off the plane here in a couple of minutes. Hi, Myra. Yes, we are very excited here as we're about to welcome the Clemson Tigers off the plane. Their party plane is here first, which is all their family, friends, and supporters. And I'm manning the camera double time, so I'm gonna show you guys too. They are being greeted by a classic New Orleans swing band. So they got the umbrella, they're rocking all the garb and everything. So they are getting the New Orleans welcome here at the airport. Now the stairs have just connected to the plane, so we're expecting Dabo Swinney, Trevor Lawrence, and his players to get off the plane any moment. They have about 8 buses waiting for them to take them to their hotel. They got here right on time. They were talking about leaving a little early because we are expecting really bad weather tonight. There are already very strong winds here in New Orleans, so they did beat the plane. We have Media Day tomorrow early at 8:30 local time. We'll have all that for you guys where we get to talk to all of the Clemson starters. And so that's going to be exciting. You see they're about to open the door here at the New Orleans airport. So we will greet the team here as well. And our Mitch Brown is here as well. He's going to talk to a couple players and some coaches once they do land. So we'll get their thoughts on the trip, on the upcoming game. They are taking on Louisiana's home team in LSU. LSU, the #1 seed in this year's college football playoff. Of course, Clemson, the #3 seed, but the reigning national champions. They have won 29 consecutive games. The door is coming open, and we expect to see the Tigers any minute now. And there's the flags of the Clemson Tigers, the orange paws flying high and proudly. Clemson trying to win their 30th consecutive game. And again, they are being greeted by a classic New Orleans band. And any moment now, we are expecting Dabo Swinney and his wife Kathleen to lead the way. They have an orange red carpet out for the team as well. There is Dabo Swinney getting off the plane with his wife, the first one's off. Dabo Swinney knows a thing or two about winning a national championship. The reigning champs also won in 2016 as well. So they are off being greeted again by a lot of wind. They did beat the bad weather. Being greeted by some of the playoff officials as well. I'm gonna brighten this up for you guys just a little bit. There we go. Dabo playing the drums with the band as well. So he's ready to go, bringing the energy as always. Some of the players coming off the plane now as well, led as they normally do by the seniors. You see Tremaine Ankrum is there as well. Coming down the stairs is co-offensive coordinators Tony Elliott and Jeff Scott. Jeff Scott, the one on the step above Tony Elliott, this will be his final game with the Clemson Tigers. He will be the head coach at USF next season. So he said after the Fiesta Bowl, he's excited for this final game and glad that he knows when his final game will be. Again, very strong wind, so they're being welcomed by a big storm. There is a Columbia native right here. This is AC Flora alum Denzel Johnson in his senior year as well with the Tigers. He's saying it's always great to rep the 803, and he said he was excited to get to Louisiana so he could get some original Popeye's chicken. He wants the chicken sandwich ahead of the game. So Denzel Johnson excited for this opportunity. You can see the players continue to come off the plane as well. There's defensive coordinator Brent Venables. He's got a tall task as he gets ready for Heisman winner Joe Burrow and that elite LSU offense, but Brent Venables is considered one of the best, if not the best, assistant coaches in college football. So he's got his hands full, but he's passed many tests in the past. We'll see if he does it again. There's Charleston's own John Simpson right there. He's ready for the game tonight, Monday night as well. Tanner Muse, Chad Smith, James Skalski, some of the defensive stars here getting off the plane now as well. They're followed by Sean Pollard, one of the offensive tackles of the Clemson Tigers. And you can see by that flag just how much the wind is blowing. So they did beat the bad weather though, which is a nice thing. Again, we'll take you down and show you the band that New Orleans has greeted them with. You can see right there. So a lot of energy. You know, New Orleans has so much character, so much culture to it, and they wanted to make sure the Clemson Tigers got some of that. LSU was originally supposed to fly here as well. However, due to the weather, they are just going to drive. So they're taking a bus over from Baton Rouge. Some more Clemson players now coming off the plane. Gage Cervenka, who is actually a fifth-year senior with the Clemson Tigers. He was here for the past 2, and so he's ready for his opportunity to get a 3rd national championship. These guys don't get a ton of credit when it comes to the big picture, but they are a huge reason for Clemson's success. One of what we're expecting to be one of the top NFL draft picks in this upcoming NFL draft is right here, linebacker of Clemson, Isaiah Simmons. He does have 1 more year of eligibility, so he says that he's not sure if he'll come back or not. He is expected to be a top 10 draft pick, though, come this NFL draft, so we'll see if Isaiah, if this is his final game with the Clemson Tigers. He has not made a decision when it comes to that as well. We're still waiting. While he's a huge defensive star, we're still awaiting some of the offensive stars, such as Trevor Lawrence, T. Higgins, and Justin Ross. You see there, they got the Clemson flags waving high in this windy New Orleans weather. The families are all here with the Clemson Tigers. The Greenville Airport also did send a picture out showing that the seats were purple and orange as well with some paws on them, so they're getting that nice Clemson welcome the whole way through. We'll show you down here on the tarmac. There is Chad Smith and James Skalski, 2 of the defensive stars with defensive coordinator Brent Venables. Chad Smith, you see right here in the blue blazer, was the Fiesta Bowl defensive MVP. James Skalski, one of our favorites to interview because he keeps it real all the time. So they are all looking sharp. It is a requirement for the Clemson Tigers to wear a suit and tie at all times, when they do travel, that is. More families right there is Tremaine Ankrum rocking the all black. Coming down the plane, he is an offensive tackle for the Clemson Tigers. The wind continues to blow. We're still awaiting some of the big offensive stars, such as Trevor Lawrence, the quarterback who has never lost a college football game, and some of his other freshman stars have never lost, or sophomores now, but last year in their freshman year going undefeated on the year. The Clemson Tigers trying to make it 15-0 for the 2nd consecutive season. Last year was the first time we had ever seen a college football team do that, and now they're trying to do it 2 in a row. LSU also trying to go 15-0. So not only is it the battle of the Tigers, it's the battle of the undefeateds. So we're excited to see how it all pans out. Some more families coming off the plane for the Clemson Tigers. It is a packed plane ride over to New Orleans. There is one of the offensive stars we were talking about, T. Higgins, who we're also expecting to go into the NFL draft. It could, excuse me. There is T. Higgins. He had such a great game. He was the ACC Championship MVP with his 3 touchdowns in that win over Virginia. He had a little bit of a scuffle, not a scuffle, but a scary moment when his helmet came off in the Fiesta Bowl, so he